Yeah, I can just see her.
Yeah, free hands.
Welcome back to the Barrel Talk Podcast. It's episode 89. I'm joined with Isaac Stolmeyer, Connor Carsons. How we doing?
Doing great.
Doing well. Yeah, slammed a Celsius on my way here because I was still feeling tired from this morning's barrel
got my
shift.
moss right there.
Oh yeah,
Still taking that down.
No, Celsius is my way to go, especially the non-carbonated one. It is, and it's like
There's a non-carbonated one.
yeah, it's peach mango or peach green tea or something like that. It's really good.
C4's starting to fall out of the rotation.
Really?
Yeah, because they're all going zero sugar.
Yeah.
Like straight zero sugar.
So it's just all preservatives and stuff.
Is there that big of a taste difference?
I think there is. I think
You need
there is.
the straight sugar.
I think there is. It's kind of like
from a C4 enthusiast.
You know, like Mountain Dew and like Diet Mountain Dew. Like Diet Mountain Dew is.
I love Diet Dew.
It's awful.
No, come on. I love Diet Dew.
A normal Dew, nothing beats it. But I went because I go to that Casey's in Bluegrass, and I just grab my Skittles C4 or whatever. I take a drink. I was like, what is this? I look at it, big old bold letters, zero sugar. It ruined my day.
It's insane.
I was so mad.
I
was so mad.
Taste the difference, like to the point that you were like, "What? Something's wrong with this drink."
Yes,
That is,
and I look
refined.
at it. So I go into Casey's literally every day. Like I walk in there, and the Skittles shelf that has the C4 in it, is damn near collecting dust.
Oof.
It's not getting taken. It used to be out. Like I would walk in there and they'd be out, but now they only have that one and the pink,
strawberry or
whatever the Starburst one.
one.
They got the pink one, and that's kind of what I've been drinking. But I need that Skittles one.
This is a problem.
And then Green Nos only gets sold at
or
the Hy-Vee over here.
Or Reliable.
Only place I can find it.
Is that number one there?
That's
in the
number
rotation.
One.
That's
That'll
the
always
ace.
be number one.
That's the ace there.
That's
Opening night pitcher.
The reliever's probably a C4.
Ooh.
How much like caffeine is in that?
A few blown saves in there for the C4 lately.
I think this has got less than C4 actually.
I don't know. Celsius
200. It's on the other side.
very good, but non-carbonated definitely makes a difference.
200.
200. Oh, that's like basically any other energy drink. The only ones that are 300 that I've seen is Rain.
Rain's good.
Yeah.
I like Rain.
Rain is good. Rain got me through a lot of open nighters in school. Or all-nighters.
C4 is the only energy drink that actually gives me like the fucking I'm itching. Like my head will start to itch and everything just because it's actually pre-workout.
Like I take pre-workout, but I don't get it from any like the itches.
Pre-workout gets
like
me
that
itchy.
from like energy drinks. I just don't. And my caffeine tolerance is just
My caffeine
high,
tolerance is crazy.
So
I could drink like 4 of those and probably be fine.
Don't do that.
I'm not gonna.
Don't. Yeah, that's.
I'm gonna use my Kraken on one of those C4s.
You should curb that.
I'll shotgun a C4.
really,
No, I will. I'll do it in front of you. Not the zero sugar one though.
no.
That's awesome. All right, let's get into it.
But still, like again, nothing going on in basketball until. But
The
James
dog.
Harden's always keeping
James Harden
the league
keeps us in the loop.
entertained.
Oh my god.
So came out yesterday, was talking all this stuff because he was at a China basketball camp because he's on his like China tour for his shoes for Adidas and everything else like that. And then he said that he will never be a part of an organization that Daryl Morey's a part of again, and called him a liar. Said it twice.
Yeah,
For
he
the people in
doubled
the
down.
back.
Yeah.
When I originally saw it with all like the AI shit and everything, like I thought somebody could
It's
do
voiced
like,
over.
yeah, it was voice over. So I'm like, all right, I don't believe it. And then I saw it again, and then he said no, but like, and then it says it again.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, no, he's dead ass.
Yeah, I think it was posted like 6 a.m. by Shams, and I was like, okay, it's definitely like a fake Shams, one of those, because everyone can buy Twitter Blue now.
Yeah.
So it had a blue check, and then I clicked the account. I'm like, no, that's the real Shams. Like, oh my god, he actually said that, and then he actually said it twice to a bunch of kids
They
who
doubled
were
down.
just like, okay, they
There was
probably
kind of like a murmur like in the background of like people.
Yeah.
Like there was like people didn't know if they wanted to like cheer,
Yeah,
or, like
shouldn't
clap him,
clap.
or be like.
But
So-
it was pretty smart for him to say it, especially there.
Yeah, because didn't Daryl Morey have problems with China
He
at some point?
tweeted free Hong Kong, which China is like very anti Hong Kong. So, Daryl Morey's very unpopular in China right now. So
that's a big marketing move.
4D chess move by James Harden, who
He just released his wine.
and it sold out
Yeah,
immediately.
A guy bought $10,000 worth of it, and he did a cartwheel in the background of it in the video.
Yeah, James Harden, he's reaching like Kobe status in China. He's got all the sales. I know Kobe. he talked about being super loved there. Harden, there's pictures of him just being swarmed by fans, signing autographs, people like screaming, crying after meeting him. It's impressive that he's taking the trade request to this level of uncomfortable. But he said he's not going to stop.
It's crazy to really think about, like, the entire situation with how, like, because now it's to the third team now, and you're like,
yeah,
what side do you want to be on? You're like, do you really want to back James Harden now?
This time I will. I'm definitely going to, because it comes out Daryl Morey was like, said this, and that. Originally when he came to Philadelphia about the contract extension.
Of lies and stuff.
And then, because I was wondering, I was like, man, maybe they're just waiting it out. Maybe they're trying to sign somebody. Then Harden takes a pay cut or something like that for the extension or whatever. But then he never gets signed and never gets the extendo. So I just kind of forgot about it in my mind because I just assumed like he likes his time in Philly. What else could he want at that point? And then all of a sudden this all comes out of Daryl Morey not wanting to give him the extension. Does he deserve like the money that he wants long term?
He wants a max extension,
So
max
much
4-year extension.
He's 35 now.
He will be 35 going
right.
into this season. He's 34 now, I know that, but yeah, and a max especially with, today's money, that's I don't even want to think about it. That's like what, 50 million plus a year, right?
Crazy.
I try to think of it in the same realm of like how Anthony Davis extension was. So it would probably be anywhere between 40 to 60 million for like 2-3 years.
That's so crazy.
I don't think at this point, like, it's crazy to talk about, like, he doesn't deserve it. Like, he wasn't the assist leader last year and everything else. Like, he wasn't 22 and 10 every night.
At the same time, it wasn't even an all-star, though.
It wasn't
all NBA.
Personally, I'm not giving him that.
I'm personally not giving him that.
Personally, considering my team is literally in the fucking gutter with money, so we're not. That's whatever.
Yeah, you got your own Jaylen Brown
we
problems
got our own
to deal
money
with.
problems.
Especially Tatum, too, next season. He's going to want even more money. So
it's like
he deserves it.
He definitely deserves it if Jaylen Brown does.
I'm always a fan of people getting their bag and everything else, but like for Harden's, like Harden wants to be. I forgot who said it. I saw it on Twitter. Harden wants to be a superstar outside of basketball. So like,
I mean, he can at this point. Like, it doesn't. I'm surprised he hasn't. After what you said, like he's got all this outside stuff. Like, I'm surprised he still even wants to play basketball. Like,
well, the money's always going to be there for somebody like him, and then I'm not trying to question anybody's passion to play basketball and everything like that, but like he does have anything you could want outside of basketball, and that seems like to be at least at every stop. It seems to be the problem with James Harden.
Probably a Hall of Famer.
Well, at the same time though, he still doesn't have that ring.
Yeah.
It's still, he's got everything outside of basketball, but in the sport, he's got an MVP. He's got the All NBA. He's got the whatever, but he doesn't have a ring.
Does he care about that?
I think we talked about this last time.
I really do. He wouldn't have come to Philly if he didn't.
We definitely talked about this last time. It was Gilbert Arenas, because he wasn't here, so I'll explain it again. So Gilbert Arenas, he had a contract of like $170, $180 million. He goes on a podcast and talks about, like, somebody asked him a question, would you, like, take away some of that contract and instead of making 180, make 120, lose all that money, but say you got a ring? He said, fuck no.
Yeah.
Well, that's Gilbert Arenas. That's a different guy. Who knows? James Harden might not be the exact same, cut from the same cloth as Gilbert Arenas.
Well, it's just so crazy because he's gonna, he's not gonna go to some bum ass team.
No, he's not gonna go to Charlotte.
He's gonna go to some decent team.
But the contract is here. I got the numbers. 4 years, $210 million, 52.5 average annual value.
Well, who has that kind of money?
Not Philly.
No.
There's only because I was actually like trying to like.
You think he could go back?
Trades.
You go back to the Nets?
No, I don't think they take him.
Bridges are burned there.
I think they're on a whole different path now with how young they've gotten.
They don't have their own picks though, so they're.
There.
No, they just paid for Van Fleet all that money, unless you.
And Dylan Brooks.
No, I think the only teams that I try to like draw trades up for that actually kind of made somewhat sense is like a team like Miami because they got Kyle Lowry's contract. Because all right, so the James Harden.
Miami is in every trade, every free agent.
But they have contracts that can match it.
Yeah,
and
they do have the contracts.
They would be the one to trade for that. Pat Riley's gonna actually do that.
And I'm just scraping the bottom of the barrel
but
because
what are you guys even accepting? That's the thing.
At this point though,
because they're gonna be offering some bullshit. I know it, and it makes sense if you're just trying to get rid of him.
Kyle Lowry is a BS.
That's what I mean.
Filler.
Kyle Lowry, Tyler Hero.
This is the same team that traded.
If you got Tyler Hero on the board for James Harden, I accept that.
That's the thing though. Tyler Hero isn't trade filler. I mean, I still don't think he's the best prospect for Dame. I think Dame is worth way more than Tyler Hero.
Oh yeah.
But if you could pair up a backcourt of Maxey and Hero, I think that'd be close.
Oh my god,
tough 7 seed.
Yeah, tough
defensively,
tough
that's
7 seed.
Yeah.
Tough 7 seed.
With Embiid, come on.
Is it crazy for me to think that,
Tobias 13-year leap?
Oh, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it.
Your guys' roster, in my opinion, is not bad. Depending on what you get back for James Harden, you don't need any you're hoping on a Tyrese Maxey jump. You're Tobias Harris is still going to give you the same Tobias Harris numbers he's giving you since he's got to Philly. You got the
14,
reigning
6 and 3.
Hey, 18.
You got the reign, and he'll probably average 20 without Harden there.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid, reigning MVP. You still got PJ
Joel
Tucker.
Embiid took Philadelphia out of his bio on Twitter, so
he's a troll.
He likes to.
He's a troll.
He likes to mess with people. He was doing that stuff the other day. He said he was doing some sort of radio interview, and he was like, if I win a title here or elsewhere, and he was going off on Twitter just and then was just trolling guys.
Joel Embiid should be a Philly for life.
He said he wants to.
Should be.
Behind the scenes, there's been reports that he said he wants to be like a Dirk or a Kobe, like a one-team guy, Tim Duncan. So, and that's cool because he's probably my favorite athlete I've ever seen, especially for the Sixers because there's been a rotating door of people good and bad, and Joel Embiid has been the one constant. And I personally, I don't know if you guys agree. I don't know if it's a hot take, but I do not think Joel Embiid is the problem.
No.
I think even though people, there's been superstars, Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler.
He literally won MVP.
Furkan Korkmaz, he's requested 2 trades.
He can't be doing that much.
But
he can't be doing that much wrong.
Yeah, that's what. But I feel like Embiid gets a lot of. I see it at least on Twitter. He gets a lot of flack.
Because he's the best player.
Yeah, but
every best player.
Best player.
Did he not show up and get the end of Game 6 and then in Game 7?
Yeah, no,
yes, he did.
Absolutely,
but he wasn't the entire problem.
It's just when you're the best player on a team. You're going to get the most flack, win or loss. It's like a quarterback. Whenever a team loses, you go right to the quarterback. Mm-hmm. Be like, oh, he played like shit. He did this, blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know. Joel Embiid, he puts up 40 points a night. He's going to get his flowers. If he puts up 4, they're going to shit on him.
Joel Embiid also...
especially nowadays with social media and everything.
Mm-hmm.
With the injury history and everything else like that, he was hurt. He did get hurt in the first round. And then I'm not going to try to, I know he probably wouldn't use it as an excuse and shit like that, but it did happen. You have to look at it from a whole lens. Athletes don't want to get hurt. Mm-hmm. I hate the narrative that somebody's got hurt, blah blah blah. Obviously, I've also had this argument with Anthony Davis. With
it's his fault.
It's obviously not the athlete's fault, but it's the type of injury. Mm-hmm. That's the only problem I have with Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis will roll his ankle and he'll be out 4 to 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I've seen.
Routine basketball plays that cause long injuries.
Yes, and then obviously I'm not Anthony Davis, but going back to Joel Embiid, they don't want to get hurt, so I try to not use him getting hurt as a reason to put the blame on him
when his feet. He wouldn't get hurt.
Facts, but I don't think it's
it's technical now.
Oh yeah, flopping.
Yeah.
We'll see how much that gets called.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, no, we don't think it. I think the league has a lot of incentive to call it.
I hope so.
They should call it, but
we don't have to worry about that now. We don't have our number 1 flopper no more.
That's
Marcus
true.
Smart's in Memphis.
Yeah. Joel Embiid's never been the problem.
No.
Okay. Cool. I'm glad we agree. We got some level-headed individuals here.
I can't call a guy who is literally leading the team. The problem.
He's doing, he's
I just can't do that.
MVP.
He's literally the league MVP.
He's doing everything he can.
You guys were what, the 3 seed?
Something like that.
Because we were 2?
4 seed.
4 seed.
No, they were the 3 seed.
Yeah, 3. Yeah, because it was 2 versus 3.
He literally, I don't know.
The only other place I thought James Harden could possibly go other than like Miami, Chicago, maybe. Just throwing names out there. Did not like players.
I think the Clippers are probably the only team.
I think the Clippers would. I think that's a pipe dream at this point. I don't see that happening at all.
You don't keep Paul George and Kawhi if.
No, I think you do. I think you
James
do.
Harden has proven he can be a playmaker.
I don't.
At a point.
He hasn't proved to be in a big three.
Well, Kawhi and Paul George.
Nowadays,
though.
we'll go nowadays.
I don't think that would be
Kevin
good for
Durant,
them,
Kyrie
though.
Irving.
But like Kawhi is such a different personality than every other
Kawhi's gonna play
star.
40 games,
Okay,
and Paul George will play maybe 41.
Kawhi's done with the load management stuff because he wants to win awards now, so he's got to play the 65 games or whatever.
I would put like
Kawhi's gonna get his, you know that. So Kawhi's KD
Kawhi's just so sus.
and Paul George. I don't know. Paul
I'd
George
rather
seems
just
very
have
laid back.
Westbrook be my playmaker.
I forgot he's on the fucking
Oh my
Clippers.
gosh.
I forgot. He's
I'd rather
on the
just
Clippers.
have Westbrook's gonna give me a tough ass 75 to 82 games.
Oh my god! On paper, that starting lineup would be fucking crazy.
Westbrook, Harden.
You're
Paul
literally
George,
your little
Kawhi.
scratch is Zubac.
5 years ago,
That's it.
if you would have told me that those four potentially be in the same team, I'd have a stroke.
I would be
like, oh my, what?
Oh.
I don't think it happens.
I don't think it'll happen either.
No.
I don't even see the Bulls one really happening.
The other sneaky one that I looked at was Timberwolves.
Hey, we've talked about the Timberwolves before. They're in a
Like-
position to make a move if they can move on from either Cat
But it's
or
like,
Rudy.
but a team's not going to trade for James Harden unless they know he's committed. So like a lot of the teams I just named are probably like not even interested. But
He's
it's
not-
also James Harden. Like
He's not committing to Minnesota.
he only has one more year left. So for a 1 year rental, how much are you willing to spend on Harden?
But yeah, that's the thing. That's
1
true.
year.
Yeah,
A lineup.
it would be a team that is like dead ass like one piece. They get one more solid piece and they're over the hill.
I don't even know.
I feel like there are too many centers in Minnesota right now with Rudy Gobert, Cat, and Nas Reed,
and Garza.
and Luka Garza.
I don't think you get Cat though.
Oh no!
No way.
I was gonna say Nas Reed.
Nas Reed and Mike Conley to make contracts work.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nas
And
Reed and
hella
whatever
picks.
else money.
Yeah, hella picks.
Yeah.
Whatever picks.
Well, they don't even
left.
have any picks.
they
Yeah, I
don't
was
have
gonna
any
say.
picks.
I don't even know if picks really matter to Philly. They maybe get some. I'm sure Minnesota's recouped some.
It's just gonna be so much
but
easier than a Dame trade.
I think
Yeah.
you could also see a rework into a third team. You know,
That's how it's probably going to happen. Because at this point, I don't see Daryl Morey winning the situation. He can talk all the shit he wants about.
Is
He's
this-
not phased or anything. But the player usually always wins in this situation.
Oh yeah. Does
Yeah.
this him doing all this set up the perfect trade for Dame to Philly?
I think the other way around, right?
Is this like the perfect?
Embiid to Portland.
I think the Embiid trade's a year away still.
Yeah.
A year or two away for the Embiid trade.
But Dame and Philly though.
I would love that. That
For,
would
like,
be awesome.
Harden
That's
and,
such a
like-
good fit.
No,
You guys have so much more to offer than Miami.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like they're already getting back James Harden, who you're gonna have to pay at some point. But then you can also give up like Tobias to make contracts work and stuff, and then you actually have picks.
because
so just
Dame's going to be making around 50.
send them all off.
Mm-hmm. And Dame is deserving.
And you're looking at Embiid, Maxey,
and
Dame, and
PJ Tucker probably.
PJ Tucker,
still.
and whoever else you want to
You
throw
still
out
have
there.
D'Anthony
PJ Tucker
Melton.
stick around. Melton.
Go out there and sign a three.
Jaden Springer is very solid young defensive guard. I mean, they didn't draft anybody. They signed a couple.
You still have like Paul Reed.
Yeah, basketball
House.
Paul.
Yeah, the bench.
Daniel House really.
Pat Bev.
Oh,
God,
that's
yeah.
right. They
They
did
do
sign
have
Pat
Pat
Bev and Mo Bamba.
You guys have Mo Bamba?
Yeah.
The
Oh, yeah, you
Philadelphia
do. I saw that
76ers do have Mo Bamba. But no, I
See, I think
don't
you're in the
trust
same.
Daniel House.
I think you're in the same problem there because Portland doesn't want James Harden. James Harden doesn't want to go to Portland. So then you're back in the same situation. What third team is going to want to take on James Harden? Same thing with the Tyler Hero shit. They didn't want Tyler Hero because Portland already has hella guards and everything
Mhm.
else with getting good school.
Or you just get all three of them. There's your 3-team trade. All three teams that need something.
This is
The contracts are going to be weird as fuck, but
Trying to convince Miami to take James Harden instead of Damian Lillard would be fucking crazy.
no, Dame can still go.
Daryl
to
Morey
Miami.
could
It's
do
just
it.
Other stuff is getting fiddled around.
Nah, that's too much.
I
That's
I know, kind of like fantasy trading.
No,
but like
I know, but like
all this shit because my team
Yeah,
ain't doing anything.
no.
when Kyle Lowry
So-
finds his way to the Washington Wizards somehow, and this 4-team
When Kuzma's
Fantasy
randomly on,
trade.
no, Kuzma just signed a bag.
Yeah, Kuzma's he's a wizard for a while now. You got
Why see Monte Morris in a Sixers uniform for some reason?
I forgot we had Porzingis today until it came across my phone.
Sixer. Yeah, he's got
his foot
plantar fasciitis.
He's not playing in the whatever their like little training thing.
It's like that's the second time. Or what happened with Gallo? Gallinari signed with the Celtics and then he tore his ACL playing FIBA ball.
We ain't got him no more.
Yeah, because they traded.
We traded his ass.
He said his whole life he's so excited to be a Celtic. It never. That's brutal.
Sorry, bro.
It's a business.
It's a business.
There's this like Warriors Muse thing on Twitter that I follow.
I follow Celtics Muse.
There was like, it was like Dario Saric playing in like one of the FIBA games and shit. It was like Dario Saric has 13 assists right now. League in shambles.
League better watch out.
The homie he's a stud. Treat him well.
No, I do like Dario Saric. I think that was a good pick, and we'll get to that when we get to the X Factors.
Yeah.
But we'll gloss over the opening night games and Christmas Day games that just got released. The full schedule gets released tomorrow. Just saying that 2K did drop a clip of Jordan Poole and Draymond.
I saw that.
Was fucking hilarious.
I saw that.
So we play them. I want to say we play them, if I saw it right, on December 22nd at Golden State.
Oh, you know the actual date?
It came like Shams posted it about it because that's like that video on 2K for some reason it was there,
so funny.
And like that got a bunch of people talking about like the Jordan Poole get back and everything else. But the opening night games are Lakers and Denver at Denver for the ring ceremony, and then Warriors and Suns at Golden State. So those are the opening night games, and I feel like the past couple of years, like the opening night games have been kind of lackluster, a little bit mid. But I've always said, because before we started, you were like, "Oh, hammer Denver, right? Hammer the Lakers."
Denver's gonna beat the piss out of the Lakers.
No, I'm telling you, all the teams that win the ring ceremony, they come out and that get all the rings. They're all celebrating and shit. And all of a sudden, they get that first quarter is rough, and then they're down 15.
Yeah,
it's the Lakers, the meme team.
Lakers.
I'm not. Lakers.
They reworked it though. They had the greatest offseason in NBA history. What do you mean?
The Lakers suck 2 months into the season all the time, and then they turned up to somehow make the playoffs. And then your guys' game is going to be fucking crazy. I don't even know. I'm only going to say you guys are probably going to win because you're at home. If it was in Phoenix, it's Phoenix wipes.
Yeah,
but
probably.
in Golden State, I got to give it to the Warriors.
That's going to be wicked. Like that opening night. I just can't wait for basketball.
I don't even know who our first game is against.
Yeah, the full schedule releases tomorrow. But Christmas Day games. See, here's where I have problems. Because avid Christmas Day.
Who do we put the next?
Yeah, you're a big Christmas Day game fan.
These matter. I will sit all day.
Oh yeah.
And watch every single game. Oh, FanDuel, terrible day to be a sports book. Because LeBron James 2 years ago, Christmas Day, he hit Malik Monk on a PNR to hit my parlay for 180. Chris, I'll sit right on that couch.
Then it's me with the football games on Christmas.
Yeah.
We got 3 Christmas games, and I'll never forget Alvin Kamara running for 6 touchdowns against the Vikings in my fantasy championship game against Anwar. And that's how I lost. But I ended up getting second, and I still won money.
6 touchdowns. What are you going to do?
6 rushing touchdowns.
But the start at the noon game, Bucks and Knicks. The next game is Sixers and Heat. The next game after that, Celtics and Lakers. Game after that, Mavs and Suns. And then the night game is Warriors and Nuggets.
In Denver?
Yeah. The only problem I have with, like, some of the slates, I know it's New York, but I think the noon spot should be for teams that, like, usually don't get the Christmas Day games, like the younger teams in the league.
Well, they ain't going to get... I wouldn't give the younger teams in the league Christmas
I'm not
games.
I'm not talking about the super young teams. I'm talking about if you saw,
Thunder.
if you saw, like, an OKC.
No,
and
it's because they want...
No, they want...
It's all about views. It's about money.
I know it's all about views.
That's why you think, you think New York is on there and, like, they're going to have... You think I really want to see the Bulls on my schedule for Christmas? No, I don't.
Derrick Rose was on there when they had the sleeve jersey.
That's when they were good. That's why they were actually there.
But
now, you have a bunch of teams on there that are already established, and they're all going to be good.
I think the worst team on here is probably the Sixers,
I just don't need to see the Bucks wipe the Knicks.
I don't think they'll wipe them. I think it'll be a good game.
Because Knicks always...
What are they again? Hold on, name them again.
Bucks and Knicks.
Okay.
Sixers and Heat.
That'll be a good game.
Celtics and Lakers.
That'll be a good game, unless we beat the fuck out of them.
Mavs and Suns.
See, D-Book versus Luka?
Yeah, and...
Need it.
And Kyrie versus Kevin Durant.
Kyrie versus Kevin Durant?
And then Warriors versus Nuggets.
Warriors and Nuggets. That's the night game.
Yeah, that's the last game.
That'll be a good game too. All those games are going to be good. I'm not trying to watch. I know you go see different teams.
Not different teams, but I think like
who? The only other team, actually, the Grizzlies not being on there is kind of surprising.
Well, Josh suspended.
I thought the Spurs being on there was a little surprising just because of Vic.
I'd expect they'd want to.
I don't think they're not.
Well, they want to
put.
Not that down. They want to put Wemby on a stage. You know, they want to.
Portland has one nationally televised game.
It's against Miami.
That's fine.
Like
I don't have a problem with the the Christmas games. I want my Christmas games to be good, and these are all teams that are the only blowouts that could happen is maybe. Well, maybe we beat the piss out of the Lakers, and then maybe the Bucks beat the piss out of the.
No,
Bucks.
I think like a dream scenario nightcap game would have been Kings and Warriors.
Well, I was to say, the same teams get the same night games.
Yeah.
Like LA, because LA's all the way over there.
Yeah.
And Warriors are all the way over there, so they're gonna get the night game.
I'm talking about matchups.
I'm surprised the Clippers aren't on there.
No, they have a safe bet not putting the Clippers on there just because of all the injuries they usually go through. But I think Kings and Warriors would have been fire.
Yeah, that would have
been fucking gas. I think another sleeper one would have been Kings and Grizzlies. Just two teams that you never really see. Like,
how long is Josh suspended?
25 games.
So how was that? 2 months?
Yeah, I don't think he would have been able to play for
Christmas.
Christmas.
You don't think he would have been there? 25 games?
Yeah.
The season starts at 24.
Yeah. Of November, right?
Yeah, no, of October.
Oh, because he would.
He might be there. He'd be there. He might be there for Christmas.
It'd be pretty close. I don't know, maybe. But, I mean, they didn't.
I like it. I like the slate.
I like the slate. I'm just kind of being picky. Like, I'm surprised I'm surprised the Cavs and Kings aren't on the slate. That's just me.
Yeah. Cavs.
I thought the Kings.
Cavs are Kings being on there would have been cool.
I think the Kings getting in the night game would have been fucking crazy.
The Kings obviously should be on there instead of the Lakers, but it's the Lakers.
No,
it's the Lakers.
They should be.
It's the Lakers, or the Knicks. The Knicks are usually always on Christmas.
Yeah, because I
think we played them on Christmas last year.
I swear, the past 4 years, I've seen the Knicks play Boston.
The Knicks on Christmas makes sense. It's like Detroit on Thanksgiving. I don't know. I just have that association.
Detroit always plays on. The Bears used to always play on Thanksgiving. Then we became ultra shit. And then now they don't want us there. So we got 3 Thursday night games this year.
Oof.
Ain't that something?
Oh my god! When I tune in Bears and
different podcast.
Yeah.
Bears Browns. Ugh.
No, it's Bears Commanders.
Oh,
again.
Oh,
because we played them on a Thursday night game last year.
Oh,
we lost.
Disgusting.
But
all football's good football, I guess, right?
Yep.
We can talk a little bit more about the in-season tournament because the favorite just got put out to win it, and it is Boston to win the.
Because our group is fucking.
Yeah, you guys
ham
have a
sandwich, bro. Like our group is sorry.
So is Phillies.
Our group is
they
sorry,
play like
bro.
Atlanta, Detroit,
the
Cleveland.
hardest team in our thing, I think, is the Nets.
Let me pull up Philly's
I'm pretty
schedule.
sure that's the hardest team in our division.
The hardest team Philly plays is gonna be Cleveland, and that's actually
that's tough.
But that's just in like the pool play.
Decently hard one.
Like you guys have like the Suns in yours?
No, we have the Kings, Wolves, OKC, and the Spurs.
That is actually pretty tough.
That's decent.
The
Indiana,
Memphis Suns and Lakers are all in one.
That's crazy.
No, the West B is actually crazy.
What is it?
Denver, Clippers, Pelicans, Mavs, and then you got the Rockets in there for some reason.
What's ours?
Nets, Toronto, Bulls, and Magic.
Nets?
No, the Magic. God,
that's true. That 8 seed, that's tough.
The Nets kind of have our
Philly's group is pretty sorry too, though.
I mean, East B isn't bad. You got Bucks, Knicks, Heat.
That'll be good.
They got Wizards and Hornets, and then the Sixers, Cavs, Hawks, Pacers, Pistons.
Until I see I have to see what it is. I've always thought it's a bad idea. I think it's just dumb. I think it's a.
I don't think it'll be any. I don't think it'll be any different. Like we probably won't even know. It's just regular season games.
It'll be marketed different.
More.
That's what I mean. Like, what's the point?
Well, it matters more to the game because people are, they're load managing or whatever. So Adam Silver's trying to incentivize guys for regular season games. And I listened to the Paul George podcast P or whatever, and Klay Thompson talked about it. He said he's pretty incentivized because a lot of guys want to play and win so that other guys on their team can get money because each player gets $500K.
Yeah.
So every player, including like the 15th guy, and all. So. Klay Thompson, $500K to him, whatever. But $500K to the 15th man on the bench, that's huge.
$500K to
whoever.
Paul Reed, what's his name?
Right. Well, he
No.
just signed a bag, so
He did?
Oh yeah.
Oh shit, never
Like
mind.
4-year, 3-2, something
How
like
would
that.
Peyton Pritchard get this 500?
But yeah.
Oh
So-
no, it's gonna be like
So guys want to win, and there's other stuff too that you can get, and I think charities involved. But
yeah.
Is it so? It's not taking the place of the All Star shit, right?
no.
See, if they would have just did that, I think that makes more sense.
See, so the thing is, the in-season tournament, it starts in November. It's in the flow. So the regular
it's a
schedule,
month into the season.
yeah,
Yeah.
So it goes
Because
from
that's
like,
when guys don't care.
Oh, jeez.
but like it's in the flow. So like they're not playing like when Boston plays the Nets. It was that was already going to be scheduled.
Mhm.
So it's in the flow of the season and everything else. So it's not like these games are like taking place of this spot or whatever like that.
Do these games count?
Yes.
Like towards the awards and shit?
The only teams that
Mhm.
will play an extra game is the teams that get to the championship game.
Yeah.
And that will be the extra game. And that will be held at like a neutral site or whatever. Which could be fire.
The bubble. We go back.
The ball.
I think-
we
I
go
think-
back.
I want to say it's Vegas, but I'm not
Vegas would make
Vegas?
the most
That would
sense.
be cool.
I want to say it's Vegas. But like I'm interested. I want to see how it is in the first year. I'm not going to trash it because I still need to see like
I
how
just
it
say
actually plays
I don't
out.
think there's a point for it. That's
There
all
could
my-
also be
That's all
another
my point.
point.
is.
And that's the thing. They're trying to make it have a point. It
Yes.
doesn't. It's pointless right now. And they're trying to like, hey, we want to bring back the regular season mattering
Mhm.
because
I gotta see it.
Yeah.
I gotta see it.
there's teams like the Warriors who are just like, we'll just figure it out in February and we'll just be dominant.
6 seed.
Yeah, we'll just make our way through the playoffs like always.
Lose the Lakers.
So I'm with you, Corey. I'm excited to see what they can do because they've like a lot of changes that they've done with the league. I remember like the Elam ending for the All-Star game. I was pretty skeptical of, and it actually ended up being a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
this could work out.
The only thing I wish they did was if they really wanted to make it more enticing is not have it be like in the same conference. Like they could have mixed up the groups
Oh, yeah.
among the entire. Like you could have had a group of like Boston, Memphis, like San Antonio, OKC, and like the Nets or some like just to
Mhm.
see different matchups and you like market it better to where like you only get to see Jason Tatum versus John Morant like only 2 times a year or something like that. Instead, like you market it better and like this is like the in-season tournament kind of thing.
I
That's
think
the only
we-
difference I wish they.
I
did
think we
have.
could see that as it progresses and they're more confident in it working. I think they just want to keep it as
simple and smooth.
exactly.
As possible.
Yeah, just for the first season, just as a trial run. So,
Mhm.
but that would be cool to do more cross-conference opponents that you don't normally get to see. Like, when do we get to see those matchups? Twice.
Like a perfect example was like Denver versus Sixers.
Yeah, that would be great, especially because Embiid hasn't played in Denver for like 3 years because of injuries and stuff.
They do say, like going back to the schedule, just because you brought that up, like the Lakers play the Suns in the first week of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Because like every team in the Pacific Division plays each other to start the year. Because like that's why you always see like, from my point of view, Golden State playing like Clippers, Lakers, Phoenix to start the year.
Yeah, it's a gauntlet.
Yeah, it's terrible. But and then so it was like it's gonna be the first time we see LeBron versus Kevin Durant in like since like Kevin Durant was-
2018, right?
Jesus.
Since 2018.
Because he missed all of 2019, and then 2020. It's just been like little.
They will just, like, always
ticky
just
tack
not
injuries
play.
or like load management, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm excited to see that Adam Silver's like you guys are gonna play each other. Like we need
We
this
need it.
matchup.
Kevin Durant day to day.
Day to day Durant.
Nah, but all right, you guys ready to get into expectations?
Sure.
So we'll just go run through every team. We have the win totals here. Briefly talk a little bit about every team, what their expectations should be. Should they be tanking, looking to make the playoffs, playing kind of bubble right there, and then giving every team's X factor that they need to do well this season. Or
Some days will be easy.
yeah, some teams like so. We'll start out with the Spurs.
Tank.
Tank. I think that should be the expectations.
Yeah.
I don't think you should play Victor Wembanyama. Somewhere around 50 games.
50.
50
he
to
needs
60
65 to win Rookie of the Year.
I don't think he's going to win Rookie of the Year.
No, just because of the game thing.
Not even because of that. I just think there's other rookies and like better opportunities to
Ooh.
win the
Scoot.
award.
Scoop.
I think Scoot Henderson's in a perfect spot to win the award. Because when you're looking at the Spurs, Vic's obviously their main guy, but when you're looking at like Scoot, like they have Anthony Simon, Shaden Sharp, still got Nurkic, and depending on what the Dame situation happens, you still got Jeremy Grant, Cam Reddish. You still have a bunch of guys that like can take some of the pressure off of Scoot rather than Vic. where I feel like people know the hype, and we've talked about this before a couple episodes ago. Like, people are gonna come after Vic. Like, it's not like people are gonna see, like, they talk about him as a better prospect than LeBron. So like people are gonna come out after him, like they did Alonzo Ball when he first got into the league, because of all the hype and everything else. But like,
true.
The expectation should be the tank.
I think Victor's probably the X Factor though.
I actually didn't have him as the X Factor.
No, he's not mine either. Mine is Jeremy Sohan.
I like that pick, just because
He
they
does
need something else out of one of their young guys.
I can't give it to anybody else, just considering how bad they're gonna be.
I'm giving it to Keldon Johnson.
Or Keldon Johnson. I'm big Keldon Johnson guy.
Because a couple years ago when he went on the Team USA shit, and then he come back, usually like guys that go there take that big leap that next year. He hasn't really. He's still good, like 20 points per game and shit like that, but he hasn't reached that next level yet. And I think having somebody as dynamic as Vic on the roster, yes, they're going to be bad, but I think he's the X factor to where like, okay, now when we're looking at our team, it's not just Vic and Sohan. We have Keldon Johnson at our three. They need to build more like of a roster, I feel like, because right now they're kind of all over the place.
I don't like their point guard situation a whole lot. Keldon Johnson's a good scoring wing, but they could definitely use, a bit more 3-and-D depth, more backup big. I mean, Jakob Poeltl signed with Toronto.
They have Zach Collins.
Zach Collins. I knew it was some big white guy. Zach Collins, he's young. He's only in his like early 20s. He's I don't know why Portland gave up on him so early. He's been decent
since he's got to San Antonio.
Yeah, he's actually been solid.
They got Dougie Buckets, too.
And Dougie Buckets, they got some veteran leadership there, too. Mm-hmm. They just need to tank and just acquire more
they just need to be
pieces.
Bad.
Yeah. And I don't think they have any...
You're in the rebuild.
Yeah.
I don't think there's
just
like any...
They need to hit the rebuild hard.
Just be bad.
It's so obvious. I think... Popovich even said, like, don't bet us, or he said it last season, like, don't bet on us to win the championship. Sure, I'll say something similar this season.
I got the Rockets next.
All right.
I got the Rockets. Expectations should be playing team.
Yeah.
I think their X factor to me, player-wise, is Cam Whitmore, but I think the main X factor is Ime Udoka. I think because they need a full top-to-bottom culture change.
Yeah.
And, like, yes, they brought in Van Fleet and Dylan Brooks, but, like, Ime's going to make how he changed, like, the whole, like, identity of the Celtics, making them into such a defensive-minded team. And they were the best defense in basketball when he was there. And, like, him changing them, just the mindset of winning and having a voice that they listen to in the locker room, I think their expectations should be playing at the least. That should be their, like, ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sengun should be their X factor. I think he came in last season hooping, basically.
Yeah.
He was trying to do everything for that team. He didn't average, but he was getting triple doubles here and there, double machine. And if he can score a little more, I think he'll be their big man. They also have Usman Garuba, I'm pretty sure, still off the bench. So I think their bench depth is going to also be an X factor to see what they have.
He also kind of got benched later in the year.
I think he should be their starter.
He should be their starter.
I'm not putting anybody else in there. You have him and Jabari. I'm not putting Jabari at the 5. I'll put him at the 4. I'm not putting him at the 5.
I think Houston's like young core kind of goes like overlooked in a way because of like you look at like because we talked about Orlando and OKC like their young cores and everything else, but like when you're looking at them, like they have so much talent. Like with Jabari Smith, Jalen Green, KPJ still relatively young. And then you add a veteran leader in Fred Van Fleet,
Dylan Brooks,
and
then you got
Amen
Dylan Brooks, Amen Thompson. You got Sengun, Tari Easton still. Like they have a bunch of talent. They just kind of need somebody to kind of put all the pieces together. And I think Ime Udoka is going to do a great job of that. And expectation should be the plan.
I think Ime Udoka, he could be the guy. I think Sengun is definitely a player that's going to be valuable to that. He does a lot of, passing and playmaking and just helping glue guys together. But my X factor is probably Jabari Smith. He's in a weird place because Amen Thompson, I know he's a point guard, but Jabari Smith was the number 1 pick and then he became the number 3 pick. And I don't want to say he was growing towards the end of the season, but for the guy that was coming in with the hype that he had, you want to expect more. And he has the potential to be a second or even, number 1 scorer on a team. But with all of the guys that they have on this roster, he could fall to the 4th or even 5th scoring option. So I think he needs to really try and make a name for himself this season, because it's year 2. And after year 2, if the Rockets are still bad and they have another pick, they may look at another forward, and as crazy as it may sound, they could look to move on. If big if Jabari Smith isn't meeting the expectations that he came in with, which were pretty high.
Yeah.
So, we'll see, because the Rockets, they have a history of doing all sorts of crazy stuff, and if they value fit more than talent when it comes down to if they have the opportunity to draft a high level prospect, because there's a lot of great prospects in college basketball too. So who knows? Jabari Smith to me is definitely the X factor though.
Yeah, I think Fred VanVleet can help out a lot with that because they have an actual
he's
playmaker on the
yeah.
roster now. And Jabari Smith last year, the thing that he was struggling with is creating his own shot, and they had no real playmakers on that Houston Rockets team.
I'm a big fan of his game, and if he can get some stable ground, especially scoring the ball, because that's what he was billed as, and he just definitely starting out the year, he could not, I feel like, find the bucket.
No.
So if he can get more consistent, I think he can become a really solid, consistent player for Houston. But if not, Houston is a fast-moving train right now. They have a lot of pieces and mouths to feed on that roster, and I don't want to see that guy get left behind,
Yeah, I guess you. Next team, we might have the same guy for this one. It's the Blazers. Their expectation should be to blow it up and tank.
Yep.
And then I have Shane Sharp as my X factor.
Valid.
Yeah, Simons.
Let's see. I'm trying to.
We're gonna have Simons and Shane Sharp for the kind of the same reasons.
Yeah, I mean those are the only two guys. Scoot matters a lot, but he's coming in. He's a rookie. He's gonna do what he's gonna do. I would probably go Simons because he's a star waiting to happen. If he had his own team being the number one scoring option, or just on a better team with more spotlight and more scoring opportunities, he could be him. All the numbers are pointing to him being a Zach LaVine. Not saying he's as good as Zach LaVine or he's as good as Devin Booker, but he's that archetype, and he could project to be a star for a team, and he's just lying in waiting for some team to make it happen.
Yeah, the Blazers are.
They're in a weird spot.
A good spot.
No.
It's just
so that they need to wash their hands with the Dame shit.
There's nothing even to explain. It's just you get rid of Dame. They got the whole Dame saga going on right now, and then you're just gonna be bad.
Yeah, and then you rebuild. But next one's the Jazz. I think they're playing expectations.
I think they should blow it up.
I'm on that side, but I think them making the John Collins move.
Which is a weird one.
It doesn't help you at all.
I don't think it helps you, but I think this team is still good enough to where people their win total it's 35.5. That's a sneaky over.
I just think under.
It's not even sneaky. I'm taking that under.
I think it's under.
I think it's a sneaky over.
I think you're too high on the Jazz.
I think it's a sneaky over. Because my X factor.
What is that starting lineup?
So you got Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson. You probably run Laurie at your 3,
Gross.
Collins at your 4, and then Walker Kessler at your 5.
That is not
you're taking
a
that
good.
team to win 36 games.
That is not.
Yeah.
That is not a good.
I think it's a sneak. They're going to get 36. I'm not saying they're going to get 39. They're going to get 36.
That's a slow, very slow team. That's not going to be able to defend anybody.
X Factor is Colin Sexton.
I think you blow it up. I think X Factor is Laurie and see if he can do the exact same thing. Maybe what if it was just a fluke year?
Nah.
No.
I don't think it was a fluke.
What if he's just whatever, blah blah blah?
I think it this year is gonna be obviously the make it or break it for him because people are expecting it now.
Because he's gonna be the best player on the team. So if he can't perform, then if you get a stinker from Laurie this season, God, they might not even have 15 wins.
Then we see John
or he gets traded.
Then we see the John Collins bag open.
I think we see the Walker Kessler bag open.
What bag? He's got a hook shot.
That's about it.
A little push shot from the free throw line. No, Walker Kessler's.
I don't think we need to spend a lot of time on the Jazz. I think it's just. You said play-in.
They're bad, man.
They're bad.
They're not good.
I don't think they're going to make the play-in. I think they're going to be a
bottom 3 team.
3 team. They're going to go for a pick, and then I'm guessing they still have the Timberwolves pick.
Yeah.
I really like what they did in the draft, though. Keontae George is a stud.
Yeah. I think they'll have 2 lottery picks for sure.
Yeah.
And then you just blow it up, and then if you got to get rid of someone like a Jordan Clarkson or something at some point, like because of a money situation, or
they should be sellers,
or you want to go send him to a contender or whatever, like do it. But other than that, I think the Jazz are a walking dumpster fire.
Yeah, they seem prime ready to be sellers of Kelly Olynyk,
all those kind of people.
I could Juan Toscano Anderson seems ready for a Warriors reunion.
In their bench, God, holy crap! I mean, I don't even want to know.
They got Chris Dunn.
Oh jeez.
They got
Ojai Abaji.
Yeah, Taylor and Horton Tucker's still there. Johnny Juzang, UCLA.
Are you still think they're gonna win the play-in?
Yeah.
No.
Remember when people were talking about Taylor and Horton Tucker being worth like $80 million?
They said he was better than Kuzma or whatever.
Like, he's this 5-star guy.
No, we can wrap it up with the Jazz.
Yeah,
My fault. I was just looking at their roster. I'm like,
God,
they gonna be tough in 2K.
No. A 2K team to rebuild
they gonna
for
be
sure.
tough in 2K.
But in real life,
important stat in 2K.
Next team is the Mavs.
Play-in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Playoffs.
I'm saying play-in.
Expectations for them?
Expectations should be playoffs.
Well, expectations should be like 5th seed.
But
are they gonna get that? No.
No, they're gonna probably.
I think they could fall into the play-in.
I think my expectation for them is if I don't see the Mavericks in the second round, the season's a failure.
Yeah.
Valid. Especially when you have, Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving.
And you've rebuilt that roster, because I'm always big on if you trade for a star, that whatever is left of the season is kind of a wash. I ain't gonna hold you to that. But now they've rebuilt that team. They got Seth Curry back, who was great for them when they did have him. Grant Williams back, or now they have Grant Williams, who's going to be huge for them when it comes to defense and everything else. And they've already had a very good draft with Derek Lively. And then now you get Rashawn Holmes, and they got pretty much Rashawn Holmes for free.
Yeah, Grant Williams.
Yeah, so I really like what they have, and I think their expectations, if they don't make second round bare minimum, it's a failure. And you still got Tim Hardaway, Maxi Kleber. You're not bringing back Christian Wood at this point, who's still not signed.
That X factor's got to be Kyrie.
I mean, yeah, but he's also, he said he's committed.
What Kyrie are you getting? Oh.
Okay.
We've heard that before.
I'm gonna give him.
I'm gonna give him benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna give him benefit of the doubt.
He seems like he wouldn't have signed
a uniform still.
He wouldn't have signed an extension.
Well, he lied to that kid.
From what he said.
He lied to that kid.
From what he said, he's supposed to be in a Celtics uniform still.
But Kyrie actually signed the contract with the Mavs for 3 or 4 years. I don't know what it was.
I think he's gonna be the X factor just to see how healthy he can stay and what Kyrie we're gonna get.
Yeah, for me, it's Josh Green.
Ooh.
Yeah, Josh Green. He was playing a lot of minutes and playing very well towards the end of the season with Luka Doncic. 6'7". Yeah, shooting guard. He can really shoot too. I think he fits very well next to Luka and Kyrie, being a taller shooter, kind of like a Cam Johnson type, but a little shorter. He's athletic too. He can.
He's probably their best on-ball defender.
Yeah,
too.
I was gonna say he's really good point of attack defender. Good help side. He's got a great vertical. I've seen him throw down some pretty crazy dunks. I think Josh Green will be a huge role player for them, and if he can get a shot, 36-38% from 3, I think that'll help a lot.
The one signing that I wish happened, because Mavs were about to sign Matisse Thybulle, and I thought that would have been fucking perfect for them. I think Matisse Thybulle would have done wonders. But my X factor, crazy enough, is Grant Williams. If you can get the same shooting from Grant Williams that you've had these past 2 years in Boston, 38 to 40% from 3, and great defense, especially when you got to guard these Kevin Durant's, LeBron James of the world in the Western Conference in the playoff time. But I think he's the X factor. I think he was their signing that kind of they needed.
He's only 6'4". I did not realize that.
But it's Grant Williams plays a lot bigger.
Yeah, he's
bigger than what he
Draymond's
is.
only 6'6", but he plays like a 7-footer. Yeah. It's the same concept. He's just.
But yeah, Grant Williams being my X factor, I think. So I have them. If they don't make the second round of the playoffs, I think it's a disappointment.
Yeah, I'm with you there. You got a lot riding on this season because Luka Doncic, he is from Slovenia. He does not care about Dallas or have any ties to that region other than the time he's been there. So he's going to go wherever he's going to be in the best position to win. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have any of these. He's going to want somewhere warm probably, but at the end of the day, he's going to want to go to a contender. And if Dallas isn't that, he's just going to leave. He's not I
think this is a big year for Dallas to do well.
Exactly. What's the next team?
Pelicans.
Playoffs.
Oh yeah.
I think this has to be playoffs.
It has to be.
I think this might be like one of the more like make it or break it years for a team. Because like if the Pelicans, like, what do you do with the roster if it's like, oh, it's another we missed the play-in, or we get in the play-in, losing the play-in kind of deal, or they get in the play-in, win, now they got to play the Denver Nuggets or like Phoenix Suns or some shit like that. Like to the point where it's going to be like, all right, Zion's still another year not healthy. What do we need to do? But the X factor for me, Herb Jones. I think Herb Jones has like defensive player of the year potential in my opinion. And I think he's like the main guy on that team that fits perfectly next to B.I. and Zion. The only thing he needs to do is get more consistent from three. But like his defense is like insane, and I think he does have deep point potential. But they have to make playoffs. They have to.
Yeah, I got Trey Murphy.
Yeah,
he's also a really good defender. Because what are they going to run their starting lineup? Probably CJ, B.I., Herb, Murphy, and then
you have Zion.
Murphy's probably coming off the bench.
Yeah, you probably have Murphy
Is
off the
Herb
bench.
coming off the bench or Murphy coming off
Probably
the bench?
Murphy.
You don't start Trey for shooting?
Nah, I think...
When you already got CJ McCollum and B.I.
I think you need that defense on them. I think it goes CJ, Herb, B.I., Zion.
And then Jonas
Zion
Valanciunas.
is healthy.
Yeah, if Zion's
Zion,
healthy.
decent shooter,
I'm
too.
a really big Trey Murphy guy. He got added to the list. If he shoots a three, he's just gonna make it. Like I just think it's going in.
You assume it's going in.
So I think he's gonna be big for him. If he's gonna come off the bench, he's a crazy bench piece to have come off. Like it'd be like him, Larry Nance, Jose Alvarado.
They're a deep team.
They're very
well
deep.
It's just the main problem with them the past couple years is Zion. That's it. That's their problem.
Zion can come back, play normal. I mean, you're looking at a 4th seed.
Oh yeah, if they have the
seed.
they have the Zion that like is healthy, like the Zion that plays, who's elite. Like they are like you have a team where you have CJ, BI, and Zion on the court at the same time with a great supporting cast and well coached. So they'd easily be a top 3 to 4 team. But it's all about that.
My X factor is CJ McCollum because he's going to be running the point this year, and that's definitely their weakest position because behind him it's Devontae Graham and Kira Lewis Jr. who
Devontae Graham's in
I'm looking
San Antonio.
I'm looking at BO reference. Sorry,
Jose Alvarado.
Jose Alvarado. Yeah, he's good, but like, come on.
Well, backup.
Yeah, he's a backup. But like, come on,
He's a good backup.
It's a pretty thin group. So CJ's gonna have to play the bulk of the minutes at a position that he's familiar with, but that's not really his primary position. So his play is going to matter a lot in distributing for everyone else and hitting his shots. And trying to, because he's going to naturally want to create for himself too, just being the scorer that he is, and he needs to, ensure that he's doing that and also creating opportunities for everyone else as well. Not saying he's like a selfish player or anything, but
I like looking at them last year without Zion. They really played through Brandon Ingram a lot.
Yeah,
and like Brandon Ingram is actually
he's a number one
playmaker.
Yeah,
especially with the ball in his hands. But you gotta think also like they would definitely split time. Like you would see. Sometimes when Zion was healthy, you see Zion just grab the board, we're running the break with him with the ball. So I think if they do have Zion healthy, which they should at the start of the year, I think that the point guard position is a little thin, but I do think it will kind of be worked out because of the different lineups. Because you could play through BI and have BI damn near be your one out there at times, and you could have run the point Zion shit if you really wanted to, depending on what the lineup is.
I didn't even consider that. Zion could be your backup point guard.
Okay.
I mean,
you could have different lineups where you have 5 shooters around Zion and have Zion go to work. But that's all if he's healthy or not. Next team is Timberwolves. I have Anthony Edwards and their expectations the same as there's a lot of teams that expectations going to be playoffs, and my X factor is Anthony Edwards. Pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. I don't think we need to take a whole lot of time on Timberwolves. Timberwolves it's damn near the same team that they had last year. Yeah, and then
hopefully they just have Cat healthy the whole year because he really didn't play until like damn near the playoffs in a couple weeks.
Ant makes the most sense as an X factor.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, to me,
or Goobert.
I think Ant is gonna. He's at that level. He's gonna get you 25, 26. I don't think. He's been so consistent in this league. I think he's going to be like a superstar. Like we are witnessing.
Oh, so do I.
So to me, I don't know if he's so much an X factor as he's just like a factor at this point. Like to me, Jaden McDaniels is the X factor because punching walls and stuff. You don't know what kind of off the you got to make sure he can stay on the court. But then defensively too, his role is so important for the Timberwolves.
Mm-hmm. Next team is the Lakers.
God, your expectations should be playoffs.
Should be
I think your
championship.
expectations.
Should it be championship?
Yes.
Yeah, when you have LeBron,
When you have LeBron and you're the Lakers, it's a championship.
yep,
God.
every time.
Their X factor to me is Austin Reeves.
I was gonna say it has to be Austin Reeves.
I was gonna say, yeah, it
I think that's unanimous.
Yeah.
because he's
After he's gonna get the bag,
Get that
he's
bag.
coming in. This is the full season.
He's
You're
the-
the starter. You're gonna help this. You are helping LeBron and AD. Like
Yeah.
we paid you to help. Like you could even say an X factor is maybe D'Lo, like to see if
Yeah.
he plays good or not. Because
I
if
would-
he's still ass, then you're kind of screwed.
I think Reeves' play being good is going to be more important to the Lakers' success than
Yeah.
D'Lo's.
Oh, yeah.
Because Reeves,
I think
he's
Reeves
on that
is
bag.
probably gonna average like 18,
I could see that.
17, maybe like
As long as he's hitting his shots.
maybe
If
like
he's,
yeah, like he's definitely gonna spread the floor a lot for them, and he can kind of create his own shot. Like
He
off a
doesn't-
fade, and if he can get to, I know he can get to the line.
Yeah.
He's a flailer. Like
Yes.
he flails a lot, so that's how he gets to the free throw line. Like when you get bumped, you throw your head back. And,
if he can hit, 38, 40, 36, whatever percent of his threes and not be an absolute cone on defense, which he has proven so far that he's not.
yeah, he's decent.
He's
on D.
targeted, but he's actually been able to hold his own so far. If he can continue to do that, I think the Lakers.
If he could get you like a tough
really
like,
gonna value
three
him.
threes, like a game or something like that, just to like help you out, and then for him to even be in there with like the bench unit when it's like, if you throw in like whatever, I don't even know.
He's
who
got a
the
little
fuck's on that
Tyler
meme-
Hero.
the meme team at this point. Like you have so many random people. Like if you're in there with like AD and Austin Reeves are your main guys when LeBron's out.
Yeah, you got like
and then you got the other guys that
Malik
are kind of just
Beasley,
in there.
D'Lo. All
Yeah,
them.
so that he can take like they can do a decent little PNR with him and AD. That'll be pretty fun.
Him being able to run those bench units is going to be huge for the Lakers too. Because LeBron and AD, they can't play all the time, especially being LeBron and AD.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, so I think that's an easy one.
Next team, another team with championship expectations. Pretty much every other team in the Western Conference I named is going to have championship
Yeah.
expectations. But it's the Warriors.
Yeah,
And their X factor for me, I feel like could be three different people.
I got Draymond.
You got Draymond. I have Jonathan Kuminga.
Okay.
I think Jonathan Kuminga is the perfect thing they need coming off the bench. And I think not playing him last year definitely hurt his confidence. I'm not saying we would have beat the Lakers if we would have played them, because we wouldn't have. But like him getting the playoff experience that he should have gotten last year would have been huge for him this year. But I think now he's coming into the season with more of a chip on his shoulder.
Mhm.
Like he just dropped 60 points in the Jamal Crawford league and everything else. Like he can play, and I think he does
Oh,
fit
yeah.
well in our system because he's a
he's a top
plus
10
defender. He's a plus defender. He's a lottery pick.
Well, he's gonna play now.
Yeah, he's gonna play.
Jordan Poole's gone.
Yeah, so I think Jonathan Kuminga is a big X factor coming off our bench, especially when we lack size and wing depth.
Mhm.
Because Jonathan Kuminga, with his athleticism, he can play a lot bigger than what he actually is.
Mhm.
So I got him as the X factor.
Yeah, for me, it is Chris Paul, which is just why is he on the Warriors? First of all, that's ridiculous. I bet he gets traded. I wouldn't be shocked. But to me, because what role he got interviewed like courtside or whatever about it, and they were like, how do you feel about coming off the bench? And he's like, oh, I didn't realize they made you the coach. Like we got training camp. We'll decide that. So I think he thinks he's starting.
I think he will.
What lineup? What's their starting lineup?
I don't know. I don't know if you should start
It's
him.
You
it's
should not.
Paul, Curry, Clay, Draymond, Looney.
No, then you're not bringing Wiggins off the bench.
Bring
I forgot you had
Andrew
Wiggins.
Yeah.
And you're
So
not
then-
bringing. Kevon Looney is a top
Into
10
the
center in this game. Argue with me. He's a top 10 center in the league.
Did we do the list? I think
No.
Kevon Looney was on there.
No,
I think,
we didn't do the list,
I
but
got
he's
Looney.
top 10.
look, he had those great playoff
Top
games,
10.
but like he has offensively, he's not one of the lob threat. But
He was making all-star center Domantas Sabonis look slow and out of shape in the playoffs. Don't talk. He's top 10.
all right, probably.
He shoots and makes a three next year. Oh my! I'm in.
Oh,
I'm in our
say
group chat.
goodnight.
I'm in our
Say
group chat.
goodnight.
I'm in
I'm
our
in that
group chat.
group chat. I'm in there.
I'm in our
I'm
group
in there.
chat.
Emergency pod.
Emergency pod now. Come on, Looney made a three.
No, but
Chris Paul, especially because he can elevate Jonathan Kuminga.
Oh, yeah.
He has a history of doing that with
him
Dean.
with that bench unit, like I said, Chris Paul.
If he accepts the role, he's gonna be.
I think he will, just because it will make Chris Paul is going to be in the closing line. We're going to run small depending on who we're playing, and like Looney's already had no problems. Like, all right, we're going to come off the bench this game. Like he's had playoff
It's
series
like-
where he doesn't play that much.
I just don't want him to bitch about coming off the bench because like you can
Who,
still
Looney?
come off,
Looney.
Chris Paul.
Oh,
because
yeah.
if he comes off the bench, you're still going to get a solid 28 minutes a game, dude.
He should come off the bench at this age.
How old is Chris Paul? Like 37?
30, yeah. I think he 37, 38.
Bro, we ain't playing you 38 minutes a game, my brother.
Yeah, he's 38.
I do think it's going to work because I do see a world where
win 6-man. Fuck it.
I think he's going to be a phenomenal 6-man, and like
can't win anything else. Just fucking win 6-man.
He's going to do so much. Because I'm big Jordan Poole guy, but like he's going to do so much better in the role as a playmaker than Jordan Poole is.
Oh yeah.
Because like, and then you have a lineup where you could have Chris Paul be your main facilitator, and then you got Curry and Clay. Just you take Curry. You're completely
off the ball.
Yes, so you're going to be insane like that, and you got Klay Thompson off the ball. I do like Draymond being the X factor because Draymond can either fuck everything up,
that's
or
what
he can make everything go.
He's either going to screw you in a game or he's going to make you win.
He'll do both. There's going to be games that he's going to win you, and there's games that he's going to cost you. Yeah. That's just Draymond. For years, that's how it's been. I mean, he cost the Warriors the 16 finals when he got suspended, but at the same time, there's been finals at each one to the Warriors.
What did I say? It was on our
Draymond Green is like the definition of an X factor.
That's what I picked.
There was a question on our factor cap episode. It was has he hurt the Warriors dynasty, and it wasn't either a factor cap. It was kind of both.
It's a wash, you know.
But
you said Chris Paul.
Yeah, but
I said Chris Paul, but Draymond Green's for sure.
Next one is the Clippers.
James Harden. Did he count?
No, I have Kawhi Leonard. Championship expectations. Like, it's all about the health. That's why he's the X factor. If they are we have not yet to see the Clippers healthy on a playoff run since the bubble. But like, if they get healthy, they have what it takes to beat every single team in the West.
Yeah.
They have the defense, the scoring, the playmaking, the rebounding. They have everything you would need, and they can match up with every team in the West. The only thing is Kawhi Leonard healthy. You saw without Paul George. If Kawhi Leonard was healthy against the Suns last year, when the Suns were kind of still fitting all the pieces together, that series might have went 7. Because Kawhi Leonard in those first 2 games was insane.
There's what was it, ACL that ended that
Something
year?
like that.
Yeah, it was partially. That's why he stopped
got hurt again, and then I was bitching about it at cost.
Yeah.
I was just calling him soft and everything. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, we're playing the first 2 games and we're out? Like, all right. But I think mine's Russ. Just to see because he's going to start, I'm guessing. And if you're getting shitty booty Russ.
No, I don't think you are.
I think you're still, it's nice because they're
pissed
still
off, motivated, chip on the shoulder.
I hope so.
Raging bull Russ.
I really hope so. But I hope that, like, even when he has those shitty booty games, like, Pandemic P still be there. Like, Kawhi can still do his thing. People can pick him up and everything. And, like, I think the people around him are going to be a lot better than getting the whole media thing from the Lakers. Mm-hmm. Like, even if he does bad, he's not going to get as much flack anymore because he's not on the Lakers.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think if you can get a really, really decent season out of Russell Westbrook, like, I ain't even saying good. Like,
I think Westbrook can easily give the Clippers 15.
If he can give you 15, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if you can get that, you're right there. Yeah. But if he doesn't,
if he keeps it to like one jumper a game,
he's gonna get benched, and he's gonna come off the bench and do all.
He's the perfect guy because he can. If they get him to be like, I guess like the conservative version of Russ, but like when you have like we were talking about the James Harden shit, like. I'd rather just have Russ because when Kawhi or PG goes down at some point in the season, I know Russ can flip that switch and be uber aggressive and go out there and give me, may not be efficient, but he go give me 20 to 30 and like 10 and 10 because he go play the whole game. Like Russell Westbrook is a dog. He's a good X factor other than Kawhi Leonard. I mainly have him on there for health because if they have Kawhi Leonard healthy, he's damn near he's unfuckwittable in the league. He's one of those players that is unfuckwittable. If he's healthy and he's going, you can't fuck with him.
No, he is top 5 when he is like locked in and fully healthy, like you said. But we haven't seen a fully healthy Kawhi in years, so we finally do.
Yeah. So hopefully, and I saw.
You said Kawhi is unfuckable.
Fuckwittable.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Russell Westbrook.
No,
I was like, wait a minute.
No,
I was like, nowadays.
I think Bones Highland's prime for a big year. I think they're going to rely a lot.
If he plays, fuck.
They're Norman Powell still on that roster.
Yeah,
Still
that's
got Marcus
a good
Morris. Marcus Morris, Zubac on their roster too.
Who else they got coming off the bench?
Brandon Boston. Nick Batum is going to retire. I believe.
Why the fuck Batum, man?
I'm saying.
But they still got Terrence Mann.
Terrence Mann.
Do they still have... No, never mind. Hartenstein's he's on the Knicks.
Yeah. John Wall is also...
John Wall?
John Wall's not on that team.
Yes, he is.
He's back in Houston.
Is he?
No, he's
not.
I'm pretty sure he's back.
Basketball Reference is not updated, so he's still listed on his Twitter roster.
Because there was
Why would he go back to Houston?
No, because he was traded. Because there was something about when he went on that podcast that my time in Houston was shit, and then he got traded back there, and there was memes about it.
Yeah, I think he did.
No,
I think he is on Houston.
It says I think he's still with the Clippers.
Well, I think Houston released him.
It says who last played for the Clippers. Oh yeah,
so
he's a free agent.
I think John Wall got traded there, and it was the immediate like.
I see. Yep. Okay.
But I think that's what happened. But
okay, you're right. Yep. Basketball
Where's
Reference.
the Grizz?
The Suns are next.
X Factor.
DeAndre
Ayton.
Yeah.
I
now no Chris Paul.
I think it's an obvious one.
Creighton.
And
their
expectation is go get a fucking championship.
I think it's DeAndre Ayton, but I want to be different. So I put Bradley Beal just because
Bradley Beal
because they need somebody because they said they're gonna have Bradley Beal at the point. That's just reports have said and everything else. So they need somebody to like take the reins of the playmaking abilities and we're gonna let Book and KD just go out there and score because we need 30 out of damn near both of you guys. I do like what they did this offseason, but Ayton and Bradley Beal are going to be the difference.
I say Ayton because he's coming off everything that's been going on, and then I'm guessing he's going to want to shut the critics up and everything.
Maybe Monty was the problem.
Even him on defense is going to be huge because you got Kevin Durant. I guess you got semi-decent defenders like around Ayton, and he's the anchor. Mm-hmm. He is the guy who's going to be in the paint. Like he's going to be shot blocking and all this stuff. I think he's gonna be decent. He could be in decoy race. If I see the Suns doing really good, I think that whole team is gonna get all their flowers if they do really good.
You said decoy?
Yeah, decoy race. I'm not saying he's gonna win it, but he could be in the race. But yeah, and then even him on offense, he doesn't have Chris Paul really throwing him lobs anymore. But I think he'd still be. He's 7 foot still. He's gonna put on muscle.
No, he didn't. Yeah, he didn't get any shorter.
I think he's gonna put on muscle. I mean, he's still good. He's still semi-young.
DeAndre Ayton should average the easiest 15 and 12 a game.
When you have great players around you, it makes you better. Like he's got. I don't know. This is it.
He's got.
You also said DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, because when you have Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant, you know they're gonna get there. So you need to hold up your.
You need to hold your own.
Yeah,
that's basically.
Like you need to get your boards. You need to lock down the rim.
I damn near say Josh Okogie.
Shit.
He's gonna be the other starter. There's your fifth guy.
Yeah, but Josh Okogie, he just needs to just hit some shots.
Yeah, he's just there.
He's just there.
Pass the ball to Kevin Durant.
Like, make sure you're not touching the ball at the end of the shot clock. That's all you got to do.
Next team is the Kings.
You already know what I'm about to say.
The X Factor is Malik Monk to me.
I was going to say Malik Monk as well.
If they get the Malik Monk that was hooping like he was hooping in the playoffs, like...
I don't think they're gonna.
That's exactly my point.
I think he's just a playoff guy.
I think their expectation is going to just be playoffs again.
I think it is, too.
I don't think they have the roster that's built for, like...
They're not competing for championships.
I don't think
they know that.
Him or, like, sneaky Kevin Huter, like, to see what...
They do need that. They need Kevin Huter to shoot better because he didn't shoot well.
Even Keegan Murray.
They need it.
Keegan Murray. I'm changing my answer. It's Keegan Murray.
That's what I was. Yeah.
If they wanted to like actually get like, I'm not saying the Kings aren't serious, but like if I look at the Kings and I see them against one of like Warriors, Clippers, Suns, Mavs, Lakers, Denver, I probably take all those teams over them in a series.
Realistically, yeah.
I'm taking the Kings over Mavs.
That would be.
That's a good series. That's a
maybe last
crazy series,
Mavs, but not this season.
I'm thinking
Mavs.
when I saw, just hypothetical, they have Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. I don't think the Kings. I don't think
them last year.
I don't think the Kings have enough defensively to stop them.
I think that would be a really good series. I'm not saying the Kings would. No, I would take the Kings. I think I'm taking the Kings.
Okay.
I think the Kings had a tough 7 games against the Mavs.
The Kings pushed the Warriors to 7. They're scrappy, and they have a lot of solid
You're
players.
telling me the Mavs are stealing a game in Sacramento? God, no. God, no.
We did. We won Game 7 in Sacramento.
Crazy. I don't know if HB,
it took
if HB
it
just
took
hits
50
that
from
shot.
my goal. It took 50 from my goal.
If HB just hits that shot, all the edits. Him in the Warriors
my
uniform taking
God.
the shot. Like
That would have been.
there was so many
insane.
edits. Just you guys don't even go to
Like,
it.
a little off topic, but like, my heart sank like to the floor.
Oh, man.
As soon as he saw, I was like, oh,
HB40.
I was like, late contest, and he missed it. And all of a sudden,
Clank.
he playing for us still.
Yeah.
He's really playing for us still.
If for me, Keegan Murray is the X factor because if he comes in and he plays like he did, where hits a bunch of shots, hits a bunch of threes, and they're good, great. But if he takes that next level to his game and adds creating his own shot and becoming like a true point of attack defender instead of just a solid help side defender, and becomes like I don't know how many points, probably like what, to 12 points he averaged a game last season. If he can get up to like
15,
16,
16.
yeah, if he can get 16, 18, I don't think he'll get 20, but if he can get somewhere around there and prove that he can score on his own, I think that would be huge, not only his but for the Kings' development. Like to have a true two-way scoring like forward is probably the best player archetype there is. Let's be real, like a Jason Tatum, Kawhi Leonard, those players, LeBron James, like those players are what win you championships. So if Keegan Murray can not be to those level, but if he can fill the shoes of that role, that would be massive for the Kings' championship contention.
Next one is the Grizzlies.
Grizz.
It's Marcus Smart. I think it's Marcus Smart, and it's easily Marcus Smart.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
his offensive role isn't that much other than just keep everyone in line and hit shots. I think his role more babysitting is important than him on the court. Just making sure everyone gets home for curfew and stuff like that.
I think he'll bring like a super like mellow act to them. Like he'll just they're super young.
I think they got
like,
humbled last year.
I think they need to be humbled again. I think they need to have someone like him in the locker room being like, "Hey, get your shit together, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? Like, why are we?" Because from what I heard that, like, I don't remember who it was, but someone was like, I think it might have been gonna be great because like he's kind of like a Draymond. Like he hurts us and he helps us. Like,
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. I think I'm more happy to see him not on the team than be on the team.
Yeah.
Because like he just like I don't know, he'd be pissing me off sometimes. Like he'd just be doing some stupid shit, like the random fouls down the stretch. He flops a lot. Sometimes he can be consistent from three, but other times no.
I promise you this: you're gonna hate him now that he's not on the Celtics.
Cool, whatever.
Because
we only play Grizzlies twice a year.
I don't
When
think you
he
realize.
watched Jason Tatum,
We only play the Grizzlies twice a year.
I don't think you realize you're gonna be like, oh, I get it now.
No,
Marcus
he'll lock
Smart.
up fucking Malcolm Brogdon. He'll lock up Brogdon, and I'm like, shit. There's Defoy and
They'll be
Six-Man
like,
going at it.
I'll be like Jimmy Butler, fucking
God,
Malcolm Brogdon over me.
Yeah.
Over me.
Over me.
Well, I think it got voided because of injury concerns or whatever.
He'll randomly like block Porzingis or something. Porzingis over me.
In the garden,
Yeah.
and the guard's gonna
This is
cheer
my
him
house. I built this
Porzingis
place.
over me. God.
But we can go back to OKC because we did skip over OKC.
Yeah, we did.
We can kind of get quick into them because I feel like they have the same expectations as playing and possibly playoffs.
I think
their
they're
X
above-
Factor's Josh Giddey for me.
Yeah,
Mine's Josh Giddey as well.
I like Jalen Williams being a rookie. I think, especially that all rookie first team. I think he takes that next step, be a number 2 to Shea. Because Giddey, he's great, but I think he's more of a glue guy than he is like a number 2 scoring guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Jalen Williams,
He's for sure going to be the facilitator.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to be the guy probably bringing the ball up
Yeah.
and everything, and then Shea's going to be running around. Like, he'll still get the ball, because Shea don't be shooting threes like that.
No.
Like, he kind of...
No, he can,
he just doesn't. Like, his game is more like, let me go get
He's like a
contested
DeMar
layup.
DeRozan.
He loves
kinda.
the mid-range jumper.
Loves mid-range.
Because he's like, what, 6'6", 6'7", long
He's
wingspan. He
long.
can really create his own
I
shot.
saw this interesting stat about SGA actually. Now that we're back on it, but like, I don't know how true it is. I saw it on like StatMuse and everything else, so
Yeah.
I would have to do more research. They said if you take away SGA's free throws, he only averaged 9 points a game.
He probably does shoot a lot of free throws.
He only
Yeah.
averaged 9 points a game.
Mm.
I'm a big...
And he averaged like 30?
Yeah, he averaged 30 points
There's
a game.
no way he shot 20 free throws a game.
No, well, there's a way. There's
James
definitely
Harden.
a way.
But like
do that.
Embiid led the league, or I think Giannis actually led the league in free throws a game, and it was only like 13.
Yeah, that is...
I would have to do more research. On
I
but
bet.
that's for his whole. That's for his whole career.
Points.
That's for his whole career.
Oh, whole career. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I think last season.
Okay.
That's
Not
for-
this season.
like, what?
Okay.
That's for his
the
whole career.
Okay,
Yeah,
that makes more sense. Yeah. Okay.
Oh
Dang.
yeah, I mean you could do the same thing with like Embiid and like James Harden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It was just something interesting.
Especially
I saw.
2018 James Harden.
whole-
Whenever you won MVP, like you take away those free throws. Oh my god.
I think
There's
James Harden's
memes
already
of
shot
James
more
Harden,
free
like-
throws than Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
There's memes of James Harden 2018 highlights and he's
Menace
at
and
the
it's
free throw
shooting
line.
free throws. God. But yeah, OKC is just playing.
They're I think a step up from the play-in now. They've proven that they like are there. They should be fighting for an actual playoff spot at this point. They're not like tanking anymore. They're done with what they got. They have all those picks. I think eventually those picks get turned into something though.
Hopefully.
Whether it be a star player or just a bunch of more role guys.
I think they're just waiting for the right person to
Exactly.
become available.
I don't know. It scares
I think
me.
they're waiting
Could be
for
Embiid.
like a Luka like it was. I always thought it was D-Book, but I don't see D-Book leaving the Suns now. They're waiting on a Luka, Anthony Edwards kind of guy, Donovan Mitchell. I don't think Donovan.
a true like transcendent Jason Tatum.
Could you imagine the package you throw for Luka though? Like
Oh,
They
God,
could put it
no,
together.
I
all
don't
those
wanna
picks,
imagine
like
it.
with all of those.
30
six
picks.
first-round
They
picks.
could give. They
Jalen
could give you.
Williams.
They can give you 9
Chet.
picks and still have 9 more from other teams left
Yeah.
over.
Chet Holmgren is another X factor too,
Yeah.
because he's coming back. I mean, I think he could win Rookie of the Year.
He's-
Rookie of the year.
He's somebody who I do also like as an X factor just because of how versatile he is and everything else that he does bring. Like he's somebody that you can either run the offense through. He could be a great weak side defender. He could stretch the floor, bring the ball up off the rebound. Like he's somebody who could do a little bit of everything. And I think with that OKC team being like him being the versatile piece, yes, they don't really have a true big yet. And I think they're really looking in the draft for that, or like waiting for like the right person to become available for fit. But having Chet and Jalen Williams, the other Jalen Williams out of Arkansas, be your kind of front court isn't bad because you can stretch the floor. You can do a lot with those two, and they're still super young. But you want to get into Denver? Denver should be pretty easy. Just a repeat because my X factor was Christian Braun, just replacing that Bruce Brown role because they are a little lackluster now off the bench, losing Jeff Green, Bruce Brown.
Mine's just Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, yours was Aaron Gordon.
You and that Aaron Gordon gentleman.
I love Aaron Jordan.
Aaron Jordan.
I love Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon or Jeremy Grant.
Aaron Gordon. It's easy. I think Miles. Now that Aaron Gordon got a ring, bro. Oh my God. It's
Jeremy Grant
that-
making Aaron Gordon kind of money now.
I don't understand. Jeremy Grant making that money just makes no sense to me. Like no.
Portland
If-
had the money to
If
spend.
Jeremy Grant,
So you spend on Jeremy Grant?
if Jeremy
No.
Grant is on the Denver Nuggets instead of Aaron Gordon this past season, do they win the job?
No. Fuck no.
Really?
No, hell no.
Jeremy
Okay.
Grant doesn't give you the same value defensively, and he's definitely not the lob threat that Aaron Gordon is. And
Well,
that-
I think
that matters.
Aaron Gordon just plays better next to Jokic.
That's the other thing. Too.
I also agree with that.
Yeah.
'Cause
Aaron Gordon,
Gordon's
his cutting, like off ball, backdoor cut, all that stuff.
I'm number one Jeremy Grant hater.
Aaron Gordon's also like he stepped back because Aaron Gordon was a lottery pick.
I think I could name 30 power forwards better than Jeremy Grant.
Wow. I'm not
It's
gonna,
time to wrap it up.
I think I
I'm
can
not
name
gonna, I'm not gonna
30
call you out
power
on that.
forwards. Maybe even 35.
There's no way.
That's wicked.
I'm gonna get disrespectful.
Oh yeah, I know. That's crazy.
You're gonna say
That's
like
for another
Jonathan
episode.
Kuminga.
Where's the lie?
No.
What does Jeremy
Stop.
Grant do better than Jonathan Kuminga?
No.
Threes?
It's time to wrap it up. It's time to wrap it up.
Come on.
It's time to wrap it up.
All right.
Thank you guys for tuning into the Barrel Talk podcast. Hope to see you tune in future episodes.
Oopsies.